Your Eminence, Archbishop Karloutsos, Your Eminences, Your Graces, Mr. Consul General, President Katos, esteemed students, faculty, and members of the Board of Trustees, honored and hope-filled graduates of Hellenic College and Holy Cross, beloved brothers and sisters in the Lord, Christos Anesti. Before I begin, I want to publicly thank Archbishop Karloutsos, Dr. Katos, and the Board of Trustees for their kindness in remembering and honoring my service to the Church. I am very happy today to share this honorary degree distinction with Helen Carlos, the chair's daughter of my friends of blessed memory, Eula and Andrew. Helen's steadfast service and generosity to our school has become legendary in our Archdiocese. And I want to personally thank her for setting an example for the women and the men in our community. In fact, our parish in the Hamptons has recognized the heroic and historical women in our church, starting with those who are the first to hear the good news that Jesus of Nazareth, who was crucified, is risen. Yes, we decided to honor the myrrh-bearing woman, the first evangelists, by placing their icons prominently on the four columns just below the four evangelists. As St. John Chrysostom noted, do you see the courage of the myrrh-bearing woman? Do you see their love? Do you see their nobility of spirit? We men should imitate those women and not abandon Christ in his tribulations. In 1969, at my first commencement remarks, there was a beautiful and humbly proud 20 years young woman who had to listen to my words because we were engaged to be married. I have been blessed beyond measure because Xanthi Karavelis has been fully engaged in our joint diaconia for 55 years now. My presbytera has been my conscience, my curb, and my compass. And our 10 grandchildren always bring up the fourth. Yes, the C stands for great cook as well. His All Holiness fondly calls her the proto-presbytera. I call her the love of my life and the penultimate reason I can address you today. Without Presbytera Xanthi, there is no Father Alex. When my father the very Reverend Michael Karloutsos, who was widowed at age 35, brought my brother Jimmy and me to the school in 1962, to be followed by our brother Peter 3 years later. I remember entering the back foyer in the main building and being profoundly moved when I saw the image of Christ on his knees, his head crowned with thorns, and carrying his cross, and there was an inscription, "If anyone would come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me." I was truly blessed because my ministry began with my ordination by Archbishop Iakovos of sacred memory. Early on, Santa and I were guided by Father Byron and Presbytera Xanthippe Papa Nicolau. And our inspiration has been from one of the greatest archbishops of Constantinople in history. His All Holiness Ecumenical Patriarch Bartholomew, who is the embodiment of the Patriarch of Aryenos, is himself a lighthouse, a fanari for every member of both clergy and laity alike. I am taken aback by those who advocate breaking away from the Mother Church. And I must admit, I cannot fathom such a false and shallow narrative. Some of these inane voices offered these schizoid thoughts right here at our school. We cannot and must not sever ourselves from the spiritual roots divinely planted by the Holy Spirit through the Apostle Andrew, the first called apostle. It is those roots, watered and nourished by the blood of our forefathers and foremothers, that gave us the precious and priceless fruit known as the true faith. The true faith of the prophets, the apostles, martyrs, and church fathers and mothers throughout the ages. I remember that in 1968, a group of us seminarians went to listen to Harvey Cox at Harvard. He was the preeminent sociologist of religion at that time. His message was an Orthodox message. And so we approached him after this powerful presentation. He asked us where we were from. We said sheepishly, from Holy Cross in Brookline. He said to us with boldness, "You Orthodox have the true faith, but you lack one thing. You don't have the fire and the spirit of the three hierarchs." Today, there is a phenomenon occurring right in front of our very eyes in America. Orthodoxy is on fire, and yet, we as yet have not manifested the spirit of the three hierarchs. We must inculcate their vision and total commitment to follow Christ at all costs. We must look to the icon of Pentecost and realize that we are called and ordained to have tongues of fire rather than tongues of ashes. We must comprehend the great truth articulated by Yaroslav Pelikan. Tradition is the living faith of the dead. Traditionalism is the dead faith of the living. From the ancients, we must take the fire and leave the ashes. We must shed the insidious mindset of akidia and apathy that make us so indifferent that we can't make a difference in this world. No matter how much money we raise, how wealthy we become, or how many political doors we open, without the fire and spirit of the three hierarchs, the church will never be able to fulfill her destiny, which is to make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all the things that I have commanded you. This is what the Lord has commanded us when he called us to deny ourselves, pick up our cross, and follow him. If I may, I would like to close my remarks by sharing with you one of the true highlights and blessings of my life that reminds me of the great commitment to the spirit of the three hierarchs. God blessed me with the opportunity to help His All Holiness bring back the holy relics of the three hierarchs to Constantinople. On St. Andrew's Day 2004, the 800th anniversary year of the Fourth Crusade, my wife Xanthi and I, along with our son-in-law, Father Constantine, witnessed a sea change in history. The three hierarchs were finally home where they belonged. To the graduating students today, this is your time to deny yourselves, to rise, to shine, and to serve by picking up the cross entrusted to you, to this generation of priests and presbyteros, here and now, and to meet the challenge prophesied by Sir Stephen Runciman, who proclaimed the 21st century as the Orthodox century. This is your cross. It's not impossible, because the fire and the spirit of the three hierarchs is alive and well in you. With God, everything is possible, and you are his chosen servants and serenes. We are proud of your academic accomplishments and look forward to your ministry and service ahead. And now I would like to end these words with the only words that I uttered 56 years ago here at this commencement. Much has been written, much has been said. Those who have written or spoken are dying or dead. Jesus said, love one another. I have nothing significant to add. Thank you all.